Hey, hey, what's up, everyone? Just hang out for a bit. Got a cup of tea. See who shows up. And if you look, can we see it? Can we see it? Can we see it? Hang on, I'll spin around a bit. Just right there is the bird bath. We'll see if we get some friends show up. Cheers. Thought I'd jump on and do a live. Haven't been on for a bit. Just talk about some stuff. I dropped a video yesterday just down in the bush. Bit of fun. But yeah, just want to come hang out for a bit. I'm just doing the render for the Mark Rasmus interview, letting the computer very gently letting it do its thing. I'm riding a pretty fine line. I'm pushing it the way I am, but we'll get this one out. I think I found a workaround, and then we'll probably just pull back a little bit. So I thought we'd see how this works on the phone again. So yeah, what's happening, guys? Beautiful day here in Auckland, New Zealand. We've got a nice sunny day, a few clouds, nice and cool. We're heading really into our autumn, and happy equinox, everybody. Happy zodiacal New Year. How's Aries treating you? We're out of the fish, out of the water, into the ram, and yeah, it's a good day, eh? Just a nice day. It's Friday afternoon here. It's just about knock-off time for everybody at work, and still the fellas are working hard there. Lots of construction going on around here at the moment. We've got a lot of building projects going on. Those of you that know will know that there's a big push to move people into metropolitan and populated areas and condensed populations. We've got yeah, it's taking a bit to adjust to. Probably won't give my opinion on it as such. If anything, it's just it's happening. We've got a lot of new faces, a lot of new people in the local area. There's a lot of construction going on, a lot of construction. And I'll see if I can make me a bit brighter. Hang on, what can I do here? Retouch on. No, I don't want to. I don't know what I'm doing here. Let's see that. Ooh, it's a bit shiny, isn't it? I'll turn that retouch off. There we go. Yeah, so there's a lot going on here. There's a lot of noise everywhere. That's okay. That's just the way it is. But yeah, how you guys doing? I see we've got a few people in the chat there. Choice. Like I said just before, I've got the computer just I stripped the video timeline right back. Mark Rasmus didn't want to do a live stream, and that's all good, but wanted to do something nice because I think he's quite a special chap, especially for myself. So I wanted to make a nice video. So I've done all the editing, and just waiting for it to render, waiting for it to export, and then I've got to run it through another process, and then another process, and then I should be good. Should be good, and then you guys can check out the conversation I had with Mark. I was a bit nervous actually because I've been following him for years, and I've had some emails with him, and finding his stuff was quite significant for myself, and I'm sure many of you who have discovered Mark's work will probably tend to agree that his perspective on Qigong, Tai Chi, Hermetics, Kabbalah, what he's brought to the Franz Baden situation is quite quite valuable actually. It's probably expedited a lot of people's progress. Everything from body work to building the ball to paw breathing, feeling, and just incorporating some new approaches to help expedite the process and help to keep and it's not like we're in a hurry, but that you can spend a lot of time doing this, and See if I can do this without, there we go, that might be a bit better. I'll come around a bit. You know, there's ways of approaching the work, the development of sort of, internal capabilities that, we can save ourselves some time, and we can be conscious of the fact that we're doing it in a way that's not going to be detrimental to us. And yeah, so anyway, so I'm really looking forward to sharing that. And like I said, I'm probably a bit nervous, and you might find it. And I sometimes get a little bit of a stutter or a stammer when I'm interviewing certain guests. The verbal translation of what's coming through doesn't always sort of come through nice and clean. I'm working on it. I don't want to put too many dramatic pauses in when I'm speaking to guests, but I think one thing I've really enjoyed about being on the Awakening Insider show that I do with Solretta and Greg, which we're not doing this week. Everyone's just crazy busy, and we're all having just stuff go on, and so we're going to have another go crack at it next week. But one thing I've really enjoyed about being on the show with Sol and Greg is that I sort of get to be practice being a guest and being someone as a teacher and a speaker, rather than being sort of like the interviewer and the host, and that's been very valuable. It's a good muscle to stretch. Probably most people know me from doing interviews and things, and I haven't really done a lot of teaching stuff except when I do these lives. But yeah, I got some stuff to share, and I'm not sure when I'm going to be able to post a lot more videos and interviews at this point because of the state of the hardware I'm using. It's just the old machine's it's a 13-year-old MacBook, so she's a good high quality bit of kit, but she's old, and yeah, when she's running like she's running now, doing the video rendering, getting hot, man. And yeah, she just about popped a gasket the other day, and that's no good. I need her for other things, and especially since I'm getting into writing, I need a laptop that can do a couple of things. And yeah, so anyway, I made a video about it a bit yesterday. But how are you guys doing? You all good? What's happening out there? What part of the world you in? I'm just kind of hoping, if you can see right here, that's the bird bath. I've just filled it up with some water. Hopefully we'll get some friends come and stop by. You guys can check out some of the local bird life here. Quite lucky I live in a section of bush here, so it's just beautiful. Absolutely beautiful here. So peaceful, even though there's all this construction going on. I wanted to just use we'll do a bit of esoterics, eh? It's what we do. But maybe I've got my Thoth deck here. I wanted to just pull out a page of the book, one particular one. Oh, that's a good one. That's always good to talk about, isn't it? But there's one here that's been slapping me in the face, and I was catching up with a brother the other night. We were having a bit of a kororo, which is a Māori word for like just having a chat, I guess. Don't hold me to ransom on my pronunciation, even though I live here and I've got Māori friends. I'm not an expert on it, but it's a cool word. There's some cool words in the Māori language that yeah, it's great stuff. So this one here, this mixing of fire and water. Wish I had a little clip. All right, here, maybe I could just put it. I wanted to talk about this is about process at the moment for myself. I'm finding this a very valuable reference point for the creative process. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? We're figuring stuff out as we go along, right? We've got so many years here. Some of us know how long that is. Some of us don't know. But regardless, you do the best you can with what you've got at any given time. Whether you've got lots of resources, whether you've got, a really good conducive environment for development or for creativity or for just getting on with life. But reality is that we've got, we don't have really have forever. Most of us. Some of us might be able to find that magic immortality pill, whatever. But um, I was looking at a post today. Substack's great, man. If you guys ain't on Substack yet, if you want something better to have a scroll on, if you want to scroll on something, like if you like to have a scroll, but Facebook drives you nuts and YouTube drives you nuts and Instagram drives you nuts for whatever reason, have a look on Substack, get the app, and on the bottom left you'll see there's a short form and a long form sort of browse thing. And the short form stuff is great, man. Some of the best creativities that I've come across for a while. It's just really cool. They're all creators. There's a lot of there's no ads. But anyway, one of the reasons I bring this up is that uh, it this process of figuring things out as you go along, because a lot of you guys have got life experience, and you'll hear me hammer on about this on the lives and in the interviews, and that is that, you know, uh, if you're not sure what to do, if you're looking at your life and you're looking at your job or whatever, and you've got life experience, if you've solved a problem in your life, like really solved something, like fixed something or figured something out, that's valuable to someone out there. And if you feel so inclined, you can share that. But you went through a process to get there. You had to flesh it out, right? You had to try the easy way. You had to try the hard way. You had to take long division. You tried short division. You tried this and you tried that. And something that is, actually, I'll see if I can just move this down a little bit. Hang on. Shizzle bizzles. There we go. Well, that's a bit nicer. You can see my face a bit better now. That's good. So we're going through life, and we're tripping up, and we're falling down, and we're picking ourselves up, and we're meeting lots of new people, and they're telling us about their life stories and sharing their successes and their parts of their life. Just so you know, this is the Temperance card, or the Art card, and this is from the Crowley Harris Thoth deck. And here we can see the mixing of the fire and the water. Now there's a whole bunch of other symbolism going on here, as I'm sure many of you guys are aware, but this isn't so much about explaining symbolism as it is kind of like taking a page out of a book, because it's kind of what it is, a book, the book, and just talking about what we're seeing here and just making it kind of relatable to everyday life as possible, and going, we're in process of trying to make a thing. And along that journey of making the thing, or just going through life, we're going to learn stuff. And, life's an alchemy, right? Relationships, work, even our meditation practice, we're figuring it out. We're trying this and we're trying that, and we're succeeding here and we're not here, and all the rest of it. But, this idea of just doing it, just doing the work, just kind of getting on with it. Things get made from being done. Sometimes things will happen because we don't do them from inactivity. And man, am I guilty of that? I think too, many of you guys will probably, be aware of things like stagnation and procrastination. I sure am. And, not, you recognize the value of the momentum that you've been building up. And, you stopped, and then there's a residual kind of, the magic, if you will, the thing that resulted from the momentum you build up. You start to notice, oh, here we go. Right there. Hang on, see if I can find it right there. There's a bird in the bird bath. See if I can zoom. Can I zoom? Right, yeah. Oh, no, not really. No. There we go. That's a tui. You can see the little white puff under its throat there. They're pretty funny. They're cool. They're really cool birds. Really territorial. There we go. Sweet. Yeah. But yeah, anyway, so what I was saying was that, you know, as you're sort of, you know, you're working towards something, and yeah, you're mixing a bit of this and a bit of that, and you're, I've got a cool idea for a post. I'm going to call it Forging the Sweet Spot. You know, that place where we've got, we're running at a good optimal situation. Maybe we're not, you know, we're not jacked on the situation. You know, we haven't got the high octane scenario with the, you know, with the unlimited resources and all the personal energy, or the situation is not, you know, the ultimate, but we got enough to get on with it. And you know, you're doing the thing, whatever it is. You're making a thing, you're building a thing, and along the way, you're going to be like, huh, I need to learn this skill, and that becomes a side adventure or a side quest, and that opens up new doors. I've been finding that a lot as I've been doing this YouTube channel over the last year. It's been about a year. I think it was about a year that I started uploading the KTQ videos. If you go way back to the beginning, I was doing some teaching step 2 of KTQ. I don't know why I stopped. I just sort of got back into doing interviews, so whatever. But I've had to learn a bunch of new skills, and I've had to be pretty agile with my software as well. I've been figuring out what what I need to do to make it work, and as I do it, you know, some of it's been quite successful, and a lot of it has taken, especially the pre-recorded stuff that I started off with, those interviews with Bob from 60 Schools. You know, they were pre-records, and were they pre-records? Yeah, I think they were. I think they were pre-records. I can't remember. But you know, I packaged them up quite nice in that, and so I had to learn a bunch of skills for, you know, add to my video editing skills. And I was using iMovie on my old Mac, but man, that was hard work. So I had to go learn new stuff. And as I learned new stuff, I had to learn other things as well about the computer, and about, you know, like image generation and making things look appealing, and aesthetics and that. And I recognized, you know, especially in the last couple of months, the value of, and I've always been interested in this because it's a necessity in life, you know, sort of exploring psychology, you know, like motivators, you know, being persuasive, and not to be confused with manipulation, but, you know, having a compelling sort of like way of presenting yourself, or presenting information in a compelling way, and backing it up, you know, and also recognizing when you're wrong. But one thing I found is that as I was learning a lot of these skills, as I'm trying to make the thing, and getting it right, and getting it wrong, but forging on nonetheless, other people in my life took value from that, because you know, because I was learning a little bit of patience and focus in some of these practices. It certainly helped with other people who were troubleshooting areas of their life. You know, problem solving is where it's at. You know, like find a problem that needs to be solved, and then make it, and then solve it, and then share a video on it, type of thing. That's what we're doing. If you want to add value into the world, you know, find a thing that you like doing, and make out a list out of all the things, the hurdles, and then conquer them, and then tell everyone how you did it. And you can share it for free, put a paywall on it, do whatever you want. But it's very fulfilling. I found that as a guitar teacher, actually. You know, while I was sort of, you know, it's funny. This is, you know, art. It's like that's, you know, yeah, it's hard to read it, but yeah, it says art. Yeah, it is an art form to get things done, and to distill the method, and to develop proficiency, isn't it? And it helps to rewire as well. And well, thank you. Hey, the Bardness here. Hello. Oh, and Nawalos. Hello. Welcome. Thank you so much for joining us here. we've just had a visit from one of the birds, and with a bit of luck, we may have another visit. Maybe what I'll do is at another time I might bring the bird bath over a bit closer, because some of them are a bit braver than other ones. But yeah, so but this thing is like, okay, so you find something that you really like doing, that you're interested in, right? And then you're going to come across challenges. Maybe it's easy, or maybe it's you're not playing on easy mode, and you're like, okay, well, I want to crank it up a notch, or I don't know, want to do something a little different here. But it's something that you like to do. There is an audience out there for that. There are people that love that thing that you love, and there's a way of reaching them, and there's a way to sort of appeal, to make yourself, I guess. It's not that you're not being yourself. It's like you're. Because let's say there's 10 people in the room and you guys are all onto the same thing, right? And you all really love what you do, and you can essentially use that opportunity to obviously talk about the thing that you're really interested in, the thing you just can't shut up about, that you all can't shut up about. And then there's like, well, what's your personal take on it? And how can you be an effective communicator of I really like this thing, and I really want to talk about it, and sometimes I trip over my words, or whatever. And you start making stuff to share or whatever, and you're like, I want to make it better. I want to make it better. And as you go, okay, I want to make it better, you find these sort of these things that are these little hurdles you got to, or ladders you got to climb up, or stairs you got to climb, or this, that, and the other thing, and those challenges that you overcome, that information, that thing that you did, that problem that you solved, that has value to it. And so if you look at YouTube and consider it to be like a type of it's a search engine, a DIY search engine almost. It's YouTube University, man. The new way forward is it has been for a while, I'd say, but moving forward, especially with the uncertainty of the AI and robots, and certain industries emptying themselves out of staff members and replacing them with automation. It's like, what's the future? And I think it's creative. It's we're not going to have to be involved so much in menial tasks and things that it's like when people discovered that when the plow was invented, or the just think about a significant innovation or invention that's happened over history that's basically given people's time back to them, so they had time for other things. Oh, thank you, the Botanist. Welcome to the Well-Wisher of the Works. I don't know if I can put that up, can I? No, I can't. I'm grateful. Thank you so much. It's very helpful. And yeah, that thing that you've overcome. Oh, where is it going? Lost my track here. It's quite fun. I quite like doing them like this. It's nice to be outside. It's nice to be in the fresh air. But what happens is, oh, that's right. Okay, so you found a thing that you like, and you can see that. Well, maybe a job. You've been in a career for a long time, 10, 15 years, whatever, or you've been in an industry, and you can see that the writing's on the wall, and you're like, well, I want to start planning for this. And I'm saying this to everyone. I made a video about it yesterday. Get online, build an account, and start talking about stuff, the stuff that you're interested in, and just be yourself. I'm still finding my YouTube persona, and I find sometimes I'm adaptable in certain scenarios. It's just I was in sales for a while, and I was a musician and a performer and things, and you become quite flexible on your personality to meet the needs of the situation without trying to lose yourself. It can be easy to do. And I've been a people pleaser for a big chunk of my life as well. Not always successful, but But yeah, so you get online and you start talking about the thing you want, and then as you do it, uh, what the cool thing about YouTube is, and any of these socials is that you can see the timeline of your progress. When you started, you were cringe, man, you were cringe, and so you do this thing, you want to get better, you up the production level, the presentation style, the way that you make the thing, and then you get up in front of your friends or whatever, or the group of people, the people that are showing up, who want to geek out with you, and you overcome certain things, you develop skill sets that you can then essentially share with other people. When you start building an audience, they like you because of your personal take, your personality, your enthusiasm for sharing on that topic. Because people say, oh, health, wealth, and relationships and things. Yeah, they're pretty popular. There's a lot of people doing that sort of thing, and it doesn't really matter what it is, because everyone's talking about everything anyway. But they're not. Then, but it's not you, talking about it, and that's the thing. You've got your own approach to it, and you might start off sounding like someone else. It's not hard to. It's hard not to sound like your influences. Like myself as a musician, in my time playing music, I essentially um, was influenced by people that I looked up to, that I enjoyed listening to. And so I'm not sure what this thing is down the bottom here. I've got this weird thing, but you got to start somewhere. But if you start building an audience now, you want to start now. Don't wait till later. Like I said in the video that I recorded down the bush yesterday, just you want to start as soon as possible. Just get on, start making regular stuff, and you'll start slowly attracting the crowd. And yes, and one of the best ways to build a crowd is to go, post your content in relevant Facebook groups. That's a good place to start, and go interview other people who have got, a few hundred, or if you go hit up someone with 10,000 or 50,000 or 100,000 subs, they might, you kind of got to have a bit of tenure and a bit of content loaded up so people can see, to get to know you. Like, I don't usually have people on the channel unless they've got a body of content up already. Um, you know, because I want to get to know them. I don't just have, if people just reach out to me, I won't often. I won't often just have them on, you know. Sorry, I'm trying to just. This phone's doing weird things. Unfortunately, the phone's a bit old too. But the Bardinist has put, has that been music for you? And sorry, my friend, I should have answered that probably sooner when it came up. Um, you know, back in the day when I was playing, because I don't really play anymore, I sort of fell out of it. I used to be I was a guitarist, and I played a bunch of instruments, and then I became a teacher. I quit my corporate job, and I got burnt out, and I got burnt out on my corporate job too. I just went too hard, and I did the same with my guitar teaching, and it was just a real struggle too, because I lost interest in playing guitar, playing music, and just being involved in music. I just wanted to go and meditate. Once I found meditation, that was it. And now it's nice to sort of hear old songs and things, but they don't bring me a lot of peace. And that, I've listened to all the music that I wanted to listen to, really, and now it's like. Yeah, I've got a new sort of focus, and it's handy having the skills though, because as a teacher and as a person who wanted to get better at playing the guitar and other instruments and understanding music and rhythm and the technologies and that, there's a lot of translatable skills that came as a result of that, and so I employ those when I do, like those other live streams, and when I've made the videos that relate to sound, because obviously in Kabbalah and Bardin's Kabbalah, where we're actually vocalizing internally and then externally through the process, quiet, soft, loud, sort of thing. It's handy to know about how to build yourself as a sound emanator. Learn about the physiological aspects of it. Like, I've got a friend who's an exceptional vocalist, exceptional, and he's also highly trained and knowledgeable on how to build it. And I used to teach singing, but he's another level. Like, he was doing everything from going in the swimming pool and developing the anti-costia muscles by essentially starving himself for oxygen. It's pretty hardcore way of developing yourself, but there's ways of developing yourself so that you can vibrate more, you can push more air out. Essentially, ooh, you guys see that? There's a couple of tuis. They come down real low. Yeah, carving up the air. But yeah, so the music's being able to play an instrument, various instruments, and to have knowledge, working knowledge of music is very handy for explaining things. Music's an excellent uh, acts as an excellent analogy for explaining things. Things like resonance and rhythm, and when I think about it, when I'd have a student sitting down and I would teach them to sit in a posture, and then because a lot of them would start off and they'd be really rigid, they'd have this alien object in their arms, and part of my job was to help them to relax. It's almost like a Tai Chi of learning to hang and relax, breathe. Some of them wouldn't breathe. Pretty funny. But once they relaxed, the music came out nice and clean. You can put your fingers in the places and make the sounds come out, but you can tell when someone's not relaxed. And I was not relaxed when I first started playing. I was trying to prove something, or you know, I was so fixated on playing the right notes in the right places, which is important in some cases. But what I ended up doing for my music, what I really enjoyed doing, was just being a jammer, being an improviser, and that freed me up so much. If you're a guitarist and you're learning tabs or sheet music, or you're learning a song note for note, there's value in that, absolutely. Many skills you can learn there. Reading is an excellent skill. You're seeing something and you're translating it in your mind to put your fingers on. And look at that, the Bardness disease signed up for oh bro, you got the well wisher of the works, thank you so much. And now you get a cool little badge next to your name. Thank you, that's cool. I love seeing that sort of stuff. That's fun. That's me. I really appreciate that. It's very helpful. Thank you. But you get good at playing your instrument, and you just find all of this hidden value in there, because as you learn how to do things like play a set piece like a piece of music or a covers song, you conform to a structure, and then once you can take the lessons, yes, part of the cool kids, you got it, bro. I presumably I won't judge this just because the Bardness could mean any, but you learn a structure, and you learn to you might learn a form. And there's an old saying from a horn player called Charlie Parker. They called him Bird. He had this old saying, like, you go and learn it all, and then you get up on the bandstand and you just wail. You just forget about all the stuff you've trained. You let the training take over. And once you can improvise, like if you're a guitarist, and you're like, oh man, I really want to improvise, like play my own stuff, and it's like you can do a lot with pentatonic scales and a couple of extra notes. And blues is such a great way to develop your expressive potential. Jazz is hardcore. I'd go down the blues track personally. That's what I would say. Jazz is after, you know, when the kids would come to me, or when the students would come to me, I should say, because I taught a variety of ages. We'd learn familiar stuff. We actually, what I found interesting is those old nursery rhymes when I was teaching like 6 and 7-year-olds. Man, everyone knows those. They're easy. They know them internally, and so they were easy to bring forth. And then we'd learn, as the years and the months and whatever went on, we'd learn successively more complicated and complex pieces. But we were having fun. And the social environment, which, it's funny how this channel has ended up talking a lot about the social aspect of group work, and how valuable that is. You're in a group, but you're having a good time being in a group, because you're in with a bunch of like-minded people, and that elevates the situation. And there's a lot of learning that's unlocked. You're not. It's not a stiff situation. It's relaxed. But improvising is really great, and I enjoy that kind of approach to my practice as well. And Mark Rasmus and we talked about this in the conversation that will hopefully, if my computer is still with us, I'll be able to put a version of that out in the next couple of days. But music as a, I could, I'm almost tempted to do it. Maybe I should, eh? Maybe I should just start putting some music lessons on here. I need to get a new machine, so I don't know. Doing one-to-one music lessons over the internet, ooh, I don't know about that, but I can certainly make some instructional things. It won't be so much about teaching songs, but it may, for those of you, like who play an instrument, you might find some use in that. So maybe I'll do that actually. I've been trying to make some courses. Just, I don't know. I just like going down in the bush and practicing, personally. There's some things coming. We'll see. But yeah. So, but what I'm saying is that if you start, if you start, just putting some content up, you don't have to put your face up there either. But if you've got a desire to share and to improve the group collective, the collective family, the global family, then someone's going to find it at some point. But if you want to get a good depth of awareness, then you've got to kind of go and make a thing and then share it in relevant groups, and that will get a few more eyes on it. And the other one is to go and find other people and interview them, and or have them on the show and talk about it. Just find the other people that love to geek out on the same thing. But if you start building that thing up now, oh, got a friend there. If you start geeking out now and making the thing, when you write your book or you make your course, you've already got an audience who are probably going to be keen. So, but anyway, this all comes back to problem solving. And you're into a thing and you hit a wall and you're like, well, I'm really into this thing, and so I'm gonna conquer this thing. And then you figure it out and you learn a bunch of stuff, and then you distill it down and you pass it along, and then everyone's better for it, and some people are going to value it so much that they're going to sign up for your Substack, or or they're going to buy the course or something like that. I'd love to see more of the people who come and watch this channel start up their own thing. There's regulars that rock on here, and there's some beautiful comments that happen in the chat. Really supportive group. I've run some big live streams where people have sort of they've come in and they've had a personal issue, and the chat's helped them out, and it's a really good community vibe. And it's like, well, I mean, some people have just got some beautiful responses. It's like, man, you should think about running a live stream, and then just put it in the chat. Yo, I'm doing this. Come and hang out. Set it up. I don't mind. You can put your live stream content, or you can put your links in the comments, guys. That's fine. Do that. So yeah, but anyway, what it is it all comes back to this here. I brought this up before. This card here, this process. Yeah, I got to say, just on the background, thank you, the Bardnist. Yeah, I found that when I'm out in here, I get a little bit more. I think it's different depending on whether I'm using the indoor computer or the phone. I often find that I get sometimes like more people on the phone if I'm. She might just spin around. Hang on. I'll probably jump off in about 5 minutes, guys. Just so you know. Go do a bunch of things. I've got got to go and sort this video out that I'm rendering. Get out to you guys so you can enjoy the fruits of Mr. Mark Rasmus. The fruits of his wisdom. My gosh, he's a generous chap with his knowledge. So yeah, sorry, I've been in front of the computer, in front of computers, and having intense conversations today. So. Yeah, it's pretty much really all I wanted to talk about, was just talk about getting in the process and figuring things out. Because I think one of the challenges is with, say, the Barden material, especially if you go and buy the book, like, you decide, what, I'm going to go buy the book. I'm not going to move ahead. I'm going to do as it says and work through it. and you know, that can require some serious will, you know. And so what you do is that you get creative, right? Because there is an invitation for creativity in Initiation into Hermetics. If you have a look, when he says, you know, when you're exploring, you know, visualization, he basically gives you some guidelines, but he tells you just to, you know, you need to figure some of the stuff out for yourself and find out what works. And so, like, this is an alchemical process of your practice. You're building your practice. You know, you're trying to, you know, you're furrowing your brow and like, I'm gonna get this, and then you just pull back a bit and you relax. You tense the muscles and then you release the muscles, and then you try a more relaxed approach to it. And you go, well, how does that working out for me? You know, sometimes I think we can be in a bit of a rush to get to a certain destination, and we're not enjoying the journey. Sorry if that's a bit cliche, but yeah, you know, just because every one of the exercises in the book, if you're not doing them already or haven't done them already as a meditator or some kind of practice, you know, there's such, I mean, just watching your thoughts. What's my mind going to come up with, man? Sit there with your cup of tea, close your eyes, and just go, okay, what do you got? And things will just start popping up and falling away. And that can be quite an interesting experience. And, you know, I've got to say personally that some of the most interesting experiences I've had have been from especially in the early parts, years ago, because I was doing some of these exercises from other systems as well, because, you know, the stuff in Barden's book is, you know, you can find those in other places too, all those exercises, but he sort of brought them all together and put them in a progression, yeah, concentration and vacancy of mind. I mean, all three of those, you know, like mindfulness, concentration, focus, vacancy of mind, just very interesting. Things pop up. And, you know, this is what I was trying to get to before, is like, you get really good at something, you get the momentum, and then you sort of slack off, and then the momentum you've built sort of just dies off, it decays and drops away, and you kind of acclimatize to this diminishing. And you're like, what happened? I remember having this really good time. I was having all these interesting experiences, and it's all gone. It's like, yeah, it's because you didn't keep watering the plant. So that's a big one. Well, guys, anyway, I'm going to disappear. Thank you so much, everyone. It's been a pleasure. I'm going to go in and check this thing. It's going to be just about ready. And yeah, the phone seems to be handling this live stream. So maybe I'll do another one of these in the next couple of days. Just hang out with a cup of tea. Setting up the computer, I don't know. I don't really want to push the computer too much after this, to be honest. So yeah, I'll probably won't be doing any interviews or sort of big serious live streams type things, or the graphics and the presentation for a little bit until I get a new computer, which maybe, I don't know when that's going to happen. It's some serious capital to put out to get it one, and I prefer just to get a you know, like a, it doesn't have to be a new one, but you know, something like a MacBook. It doesn't have to be a Pro or anything, just like one of them Airs, just to see me through until I get a, you know, because I'd love to have a high-end Windows machine to do some nice video editing, but I like having a laptop. So, but yeah, so yeah, I'll have to find a way to do that. But in the meantime, if the phone can handle it, maybe I'll just do a few live streams on here. Thank you so much, everyone. You guys have a beautiful day, a beautiful weekend. Happy equinox, happy zodiacal new year. What else is going on? Far out. You name it. It's all happening, isn't it? Welcome to Aries, fire sign. Get your fire on. We've moved from the water to the fire. And yes, I really appreciate you guys. Thanks so much for hanging out, and thank you for all your support too. And a big special thank you to everyone that's rocked over to Substack and signed up for either a free or a paid subscription. It's pretty reasonable. It's only like $5 a month. That's very helpful. If I can get more people on that, then that basically pays for things like the well, for equipment and softwares and things like that. Yeah, it just makes life easier, and I know you guys appreciate it. And you know. So I'll keep making stuff, but yeah, I just got to find another way of doing that. So I'll probably end up doing a bit of writing for a while, and use the phone somehow. The phone doesn't let me do that much, to be honest. It's a bit of an old phone as well. All my gear's really old, so I'm kind of the trying to get blood out of a stone sometimes, and it's a little bit frustrating. But yeah, looking forward to getting some better equipment so I can just get fast, high quality output. Because I think I love the more aesthetically pleasing production stuff personally. So you know, it's nice to share cool stuff with you guys. I mean, we love this topic, don't we? We love practicing we love our practice. We love the doors and the windows that it opens up. Um, it brings, for myself anyway, it brings me such clarity. There's some clarity I haven't yet received that I would like to, but all things in good time, and I'll just keep hammering away. But yeah, anyway, alright guys, have a beautiful one. We'll see you soon, eh? Alright, stay well.